Today we're going to make amazing cake, raspberry coconut raw plant-based cheesecake. Will be a very special cake for the first birthday of young princess. So this cake, like all my other sweet stuff, is without anything artificial, 100% natural, very good and very easy for digestion, especially for little kids. So let's get started. We will be making a cake into 6 inches mold. It's about 15-16 centimeters. I use such a cake ring for all my mousse consistency cakes, raw cakes. You also can bake here, but please, you can use any other 6 inches of 15-16 centimeters cake mold. The best option if it has removable bottom, so it will be easier for you to remove the cake, frozen cake, from the mold. Also, to receive a professional look of my cake, I usually use acetate strip. It looks like here. I would add the link to this stuff into our PDF file with a recipe. Let's start making the crust. For the crust I will be using food processor, but feel free to use blender for this task. So the first ingredient that I'm going to add is a gluten-free oats, and I left the packaging, so if you can find gluten-free organic extra thick rolled oats, it will be perfectly for this cake and for our kids. The next thing that I'm going to add is a blanched almond flour. You also can substitute it with just blanched almonds. So you can buy slices, for example, and just add it into your food processor. For right now, these are all dry ingredients that we are starting to blend using the food processor. I blended just about 15 seconds. Now let's first check if our oats were crushed into small pieces. Yes, we have it. I don't want to make a flour, so for me, like small pieces of oats are absolutely amazing. And now I'm adding my dry ingredients. So here I have 6 measured dates without pits. I soaked them in warm water for about 20 minutes, and it's about 100 grams. And 2 more wet ingredients. It's 1 tablespoon of coconut oil and 1 tablespoon of maple syrup. We can continue to blend. Perfect. So again, just 15 seconds. That's it. Now I wear my gloves and I want to massage my butter. We have to be sure that our crust is very sticky. So this is the goal of the crust. It should be crunchy. I used oats and almond flour to receive a light color of our crust, and also I wanted to make this cake light, so that's why I didn't put like whole nuts into our crust. So you can see that we have like absolutely amazing consistency for our crust. Let's put it into our mold. You just need to make a flat bottom with your crust. Here you are. Our crust is ready. We're gonna start with a lighter color of our cream. It's a white coconut cream. So we have our raw, soaked and rinsed cashews. We put them the first one. We have plant-based milk. I'm using oat milk. It's a maple syrup, a little bit of salt, 1 tablespoon of pure vanilla extract, and And also we have cacao butter and coconut oil, and these ingredients we will add a little bit later. Now we just need to blend everything. To make our light cream with the more chocolate flavor, with like a white chocolate and raspberry combination, this is the reason why we use raw cacao butter. So you probably would ask me if you can avoid this ingredient because it's quite pricey and probably not each country has it. I will tell you next. You can substitute raw cacao butter in both creams with the same amount of coconut oil, but the texture will be more soft when your cake will be defrosted, and of course you will not get that white chocolate flavor that I put in the name of this cake. And now we're going to add coconut oil and cacao butter. Here you are. You can see that it is not watery, it is absolutely creamy, amazing. So this one is ready, and we continue with raspberry one. For raspberry I add ingredients in a little bit other order. So first I'm adding our organic raspberries, because we almost don't have liquid. So for white chocolate cream we put plant-based milk. For raspberries it will be raspberry puree. So that's why I prefer to put fruits on the bottom, and it will be easier to blend the cream, and it will be faster to blend the cream. So our soaked and rinsed cashews, maple syrup. For now I want to add just half of lemon. It's about 1 tablespoon, and the second half, if we want to add it, is very depends on the season of your raspberries, if they frozen or they fresh, if they very sweet or sour. We also need to add a pinch of salt for balanced flavor. Let's blend. How long to blend our cream? Now I blended for about 30 seconds, but I want to continue even before adding oils for about next 30-45 seconds, because I want to crush our pits into our raspberries. So that's why we add like 45 seconds more for blending. Why we do not blend it with our oils? It's because I don't want to over blend our cream. So this is oils, this is like a water consistency cream, and if we will be blending it for a long time, it can be separated from each other, and the next step, just throw it away and make a new batch. So that's why I always, before adding our oils, coconut oil, cacao butter, I blend my cream with any nuts, any fruits, any berries into the smooth consistency, and then I add our oil. So let's do it. Perfect. Let's try it. The only one thing that I wanted to tell you, that more tips, more information about why we do one thing, how to create the flavor, how to work with such cakes, and even how to sell these cakes, you can find into my fundamental 4-week course where my students and I, we make over 30 recipes, and you can start selling in 2 weeks. I'm sure that you would have enough knowledge to start selling. And anyway, if you want to have additional side income, or if you want to dive into something healthy, beautiful, and to make other people happy, please come to my course. And we pour our cream. Very beautiful color, you see? So good. And I told you that my course is just for making business. So no, it's totally not so, because maybe half of my students are moms who learn how to make guilt-free treats and how to start avoiding sugar in their family. But anyway, I have a business chapter where I show how to price cakes, how to pack them, how to make samplings, how to do some marketings. So everything that you need to start for having additional income. So we have 2 creams. We have our crust. And now we will be making zebra effect. So I have half of cup and 1/3 of cup. So I will be adding step by step each cream. We pour it completely in the middle of our cake, and each other cream we pouring in the middle of the previous cream. So let's get started. So we start from this one. Perfect. I need somewhere to put it. And then white one in the middle. I add a little bit more because this is 1/3 cup. Let's continue with pink one. How do you like the color? I think it's amazing. Pink one and white one. I would name this cake like, again, maybe not 20 but 30 minutes cake. You don't need even to wait while your layers will be frozen, but however, you can pour 1 layer, freeze the cake for about like 1 hour, and pour the 2nd layer. And in this case, you will get 2-layer cake. We need to leave a little bit of cream. Now let's grab the towel, and I usually tap my cakes to receive a flat top of my cake. Very gently, just a little bit. So right now we put our cake into the freezer for overnight setting, and tomorrow we will decorate it. So let's put it in the freezer and continue with these creams. Now we need one piping bag and a cobbler. Of course, if you don't have such tool, it costs just a couple of dollars. You can insert any tip right now that you will be using tomorrow. I prefer to use cobbler because I don't need to cut my piping bag, and my cream is quite liquid, and if you put right now the tip, cut it. For putting the tip you need to cut the corner. You need to create something to prevent leaking. So again, these tools I also put for you into our PDF file, so you can find it on Amazon and see how it looks and buy whenever you want. Again, I pouring like first a little bit of pink, a little bit of white, so it will be some mix So here you are. We have some leftovers in the piping bag. Secure it. And I put it in the refrigerator, not in the freezer. In the refrigerator until tomorrow, when we will be decorating our cake with fresh fruits, berries and some cream. So I left my cake in the freezer for overnight setting, and now I want to remove it from the freezer, unmolded, and I will show you what we do next. So I put my cake on the plate, on the serving plate. You can find any side that will be, well, that you think will be like the face of your cake. We remove our acetate strip. And you remember that we have a cream. So what we do right now, our cream is a little bit hard for piping right now. I'm setting the timer for about 15 minutes. I put my cake in the refrigerator for this time, and we will meet with you in a second, but for me it will be in 15 minutes, and we will arrange beautiful, amazing berries on top of this cake. Finally, let's decorate our amazing white chocolate raspberry zebra cake. So you remember we removed this piping bag about 10-15 minutes ago. The cream became more peelable. It's perfect. So right now I want to cut this corner and put any tip that you love. I'll put for you, of course, some recommendations that I usually use. And now we need to arrange our fruits very beautifully on top of this cake. So first I want to put some cream. It's not important right now. How would you pipe it? The goal of this cream that we can stick our fruits with our cake. And please, let's start arranging our different fruits. So whenever you have empty spaces, just make something like a flower. It gives a more finished look to your cake. That's it. And the final top notch of our decoration is any greens. It can be mint leaves, it would work here perfectly. I usually lack of mint, and I love to use any other greens that I have in my fridge. So right now I have spinach. Try to find as many as possible spinach leaves. Okay, and let's rearrange them. I would say we finished. What we do next? So we removed this cake from the freezer just about like 1 hour ago. And to be ready for cutting, we need to defrost the cake longer. So it should be in the refrigerator minimum 4-5 hours. Or if you do it in the like in the morning, you can wait until evening event. So now I put it in the refrigerator for 4 hours defrosting, and then we will cut it.